welcome to yet another interesting edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and the achievements of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril. Now, coming up on the program, CAC blazes another trail, unveils electronic filing system for financial statements. Also, Nigeria's fight against corruption is reinvigorated as CAC launches the Beneficial Ownership Register. Plus, the Labour Institute lots the Registrar General for prioritizing workers' capacity development. But we'll be right back after this break for an action-packed show. Do stay with us.
Is there a company that is limited, a limited liability? Your liability is limited to the amount of it. You may choose to register a company that has unlimited liability, which means when a company has issues, you cannot claim that you have limited liability. You may be liable without limit. Most companies operating in the upstream, you will see that they are unlimited companies. Then for public companies, the law says the distinction between a public company and a private company is, for a private company, the right to transfer the shares is restricted. You can't call members of the public to buy shares of a private company. But for a public company, it's a public company, so there is unrestricted right to actually sell those shares. And every company that has more than 15 members, excluding past and present employees of the company, that company must be a public company. So, but the company may choose whether to be listed on the exchange or whether not to be listed on the exchange. The fact that you are a public company does not automatically mean that you have to list on the stock exchange. So that those are the major distinctions between a private and a public company. Then you have classes of companies that are limited liability. These are companies, they don't have a share capital.
Welcome back to the program. We begin today with a groundbreaking event that marks another first for the CAC as it continues to make history. The Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, unveiled a Beneficial Ownership Register (BOR) platform in a bid to further strengthen the present administration's fight against corruption. The Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC Alhaji Garba Abubakar, said at the unveiling of the platform to customers and stakeholders in Abuja that it was in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to the Open Government Partnership initiatives at the 2016 London Anti-Corruption Summit. Garba Abubakar, who said the BOR will provide simple, precise and user-friendly environment for the search and provision of information on persons with significant control (PSC), added that it is accessible in real time via bor.cac.gov.ng.
And the whole essence of doing this is to make information available freely to you, to civil society, to anti-corruption agencies, to any interested person, so that if you have reason to believe that the disclosure is a wrong disclosure, then you can escalate, you can blow the whistle, and it will form a basis for investigation by investigators. Because the whole essence is our common resources should not be carted away by a few. And the whole essence of this is to support the anti-corruption initiative of the government. The concern is, particularly for politically exposed persons like me, I shouldn't use my office to benefit myself. For those that are criminally minded, those that want to hide will always try to hide. So sometimes it's investigation that will actually reveal who the ultimate beneficiary when you follow the money. Because after the proceeds of the oil block is paid, the names that are purportedly on the register as the beneficial owners, if they're going to get any benefits, then you know that they are not actually the beneficial owners. So that will be the work of investigation agencies like EFCC, like NFIU and SCUMUL, to follow the money. And when they follow the money, it will take them to the true beneficial owners. And on that ground, it will mean that the disclosure that was made in the register was a misstatement, and that will attract criminal sanction of up to 2 years in jail. So this is the whole essence. And in doing that, we have a grant from the World Bank that is supporting us. It's under the FIGP, Federal Government Institutional Support Program, with collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Finance.
In a presentation by Priscilla Urukwe and Helen Odoma, the BOR developer Oasis Management Company described the BOR portal as an automated platform where records of PSC collated by CAC are stored and accessible both to the general public and for government use. Oasis added that it offers a search function and information on persons with significant control PSC in accordance with the International Standard of Beneficiary Ownership Data Standards (BODS) under the guidance of the World Bank.
We searched with the company name, so now we're going to search with RC number, with an RC number, that's the registration number. I put it in here. I'll select the entity number. I'll click on search. So what the system is doing is pulling from database, searching for the RC number. So we found one, which is this company, where you can see the company name, the RC number, the status, and the number of PSC available for this company. We have 3 PSC available. So the user can also click here to view. Now it's pulling the information of that company, of the PSC. So we have a record populated here. So it shows the name, like I've stated before, the name of the PSC, the full name. You can see the date of notification, that PSC, the occupation, the address, the status, the information of the PSC. This is important, so you can see the percentage here. Then the user can scroll down and see all the available PSC by viewing every information.
Oasis further said the BOR also provides an enterprise service bus, ESB gateway, for data exchange in accordance with BODS in the required format. They maintained that the service will provide the module for data exchange between CAC and external applications and databases like the Global Beneficiary Ownership Register. Speaking on its workability, Oasis said the BOR portal will enable users to find the person with significant control PSC of any entity when a search is initiated with either of the following parameters: entity's name, entity's number, PSC first name, and PSC surname. CAC Weekly reports that highlights of the event included a question and answer session as well as goodwill messages from notable stakeholders like the SCUML, SEC, CBN, NBA, and OGP.
One critical takeaway from this is that we have a requirement to ensure that only fit and proper persons own or control businesses. So the beneficial ownership information resource is a critical tool for us to come to a determination before we can give certificates to players within the DNAPP's sector.
You know, our rules, specifically section 14 of the new MLCFT rule, lists the way that this verification can be conducted, you know, by identifying and verifying the natural person, where they exist, you know, and also determining the ultimate control, you know, interest in the legal person, taking cognizance of the fact that the ownership interest can be so diversified. So the idea for us, the way we work on this, is you have legal officer and the financial officer working on this.
But one area that I would want us to expedite actions is looking at the beneficiary owner register, you know, having almost similar information as the PSC. But at the point, you know, bank as we go along, when as customers begin to operate account, we are so much interested in the proxies and other people that whose names are not actually or specifically on the list of CAC as
in most cases, ultimate beneficiary owners, which they may not disclose. But through the operations of those accounts, you may get to know who they really are. And these are where CBN as entity, even for people coming to seek our license, in most cases, you see the hand of Esau or the voice of Jacob.
On behalf of the bar, we appreciate the Commission for making it easy for lawyers and other users of the system to come together to express concerns, both concerns which were prevalent before the coming on board of this innovation. It's quite commendable. We appreciate the Commission and we continue to hope that even the society will toll from a leaf like this where the people will be given opportunity to express themselves.
The beneficial ownership register is one of our strengths as reformers in Nigeria, and it has ended us in our work. They are on the second phase, and I want to urge them to complete the process and to tell them that the world is waiting for this.
We also join the stakeholders to say kudos to the CAC as it continues to set the pace. Still on the groundbreaking event, the CAC says the era of filing different financial reports to regulatory agencies by registered entities will soon be over in Nigeria. The Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC Alhaji Garba Abubakar, stated this in Abuja at the unveiling of an electronic filing system for the filing of financial statements by registered entities. The event marked another milestone achievement for the Commission, which has continued to pursue far-reaching reforms since Alhaji Garba Abubakar assumed leadership of the company's registry. Garba Abubakar, who stated that the accounting software drew inspiration from the Extensible Business Reporting Language XBRL standard in line with global best practices, added that the system would be made available to other regulatory bodies in the country to ensure synergy.
The current practice for financial statement is PDF copies of the accounts are scanned and uploaded. We store it. Sometimes if you try to collect a certified copy, it's quite challenging. The best practice across the world is we give companies option. Those that choose to file using PDF can do that. Those that choose to submit their accounts in extensible reporting language can also do that. So the system we have built with support from European Union Citizenship for Change program is to have an electronic system for submission of financial report that allows you to key in the statistics, to key in the information, and the system will store it so that from anywhere it can be in an analytical manner. Research students, other regulatory bodies can access this information and can even query the database to know the trajectory of the company, or if they want to compare companies in a particular sector in terms of turnover, in terms of net assets and other things, they'll be able to do that.
During the unveiling of the EFS, Damilola Awe of GMD Centrifuge Information Technology Limited, a software developer, described it as an online accounting filing system by CAC supported by EU Act for regulated entities such as CSOs, NGOs, integrated trustees, private limited liability companies, and other business entities. Damilola Awe said the EFS is an offshoot, a module or feature edition of the parent software company registration portal CRP that allows annual financial statement filings electronically. He insisted that by leveraging what he called cutting-edge technology known as Extensible Business Reporting Language (XBRL), the EFS adheres to global standards for filing financial statements as established by other countries' regulatory such as the CAC in the United Kingdom and in the United States, as well as IFRS, amongst others.
The EFS Electronic Filing System Solution 8 a web-based application, and all you need is just internet and a good browser. I mean, it supports Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, any other browser that is, even Internet Explorer. Okay, so maybe after this sensitization, we would open the application for use depending on the directive from CAC. Like I said, it's a single sign-on in the sense that you don't need to duplicate your registration. So your information that as a business owner that exists in the CRP is transferred to this new application, and is being used by this application. So you come from CRP and a simple redirection, the integration has been done successfully. So you get to, once you just click, before now, what you do is just click on a button and they attach your statement of account. But you don't have an additional option. You're going to have an additional option that it's okay, fine. Use EFS to submit your statement of account. Okay? So once you click on that, automatically there's a redirection, and you get on this interface, this application. This is your welcome information. Now, the thing is, you don't get access to this page if you don't come through the CRP. Nobody gets access. You can't just log into this place and you want to get in your information. It should bounce you back and say, go and sign up from where you're coming from. So what you have there is, it authenticates you and tells you, welcome to electronic financial statement portal. Then your name. Currently, I'm using a demo information, demo as a company, and it's going to show you also your registration number. So to begin, just before you begin, you will have this brief information, the steps that you will, that will be very good for you, for people that are filing. You have 4 steps basically to do your EFS. You have, the step 1 is select the financial year you want to file your statement for, then click on the electronic filing button. So what it's telling you that you should just click on this, you'll see the years in which you may want to file your account statement. So you can file your account statement as far back as 1950 if your organization, exists. There has been questioned that, okay, can we also, can we file before now? Yes, you can do that one as far back as that.
And from Abuja, the CAC moved to Lagos, where it hosted an enlightenment and sensitization training for customers and stakeholders on the just unveiled Beneficial Ownership Information Disclosure Register, BOR, and the Annual Return Electronic Filing System, EFS. In his opening remarks, the Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, maintained that the unveiling of the 2 platforms would eliminate the filing of different financial statements to regulatory bodies by registered entities, as well as curb money laundering, terrorism, and other illicit trades. The CAC scribe used the forum to reveal that the Commission would, in the coming weeks, launch a Customer Relationship Management System, CRM, in line with global best practices. The Registrar General said the CRM would upskill the Commission's customer service by affording customers the opportunity to lodge and resolve complaints in record time. Garba Abubakar added that the CRM was to respond to the needs and aspirations of the Commission's valued customers and stakeholders. During the event, goodwill messages and presentations were received from the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Isa Muhammad, who was a special guest, and from SCUML, CBN, SEC, NBA, APCON, FRC, and OGP, amongst others. CAC further reports that most of the stakeholders and customers who spoke at the event were full of applause for the CAC and therefore urged it to ensure continued and frequent engagement and sensitization. The event indeed marked another milestone achievement for the Commission, which has continued to pursue far-reaching reforms since Alhaji Garba Abubakar assumed the leadership of the company's registry. And now on to labor matters. The CAC, under the dynamic leadership of the Registrar General Alhaji Garba Abubakar, has been described as a decent employer that listens and prioritizes the capacity development of employees. The Director General Michael Imodu of the National Institute for Labor Studies, MINILS, Comrade Isa Obalowo Aremu, stated this in Ilorin while declaring closed a 3-day workshop for officials and members of the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporation and Government-Owned Companies, SASCOG, CAC branch, and members of the Industrial Relations Desks of the Commission. Isa Aremu further stated that the CAC was a labor-friendly organization and therefore urged the Registrar General to sustain the tempo. Aremu maintained that cooperation and collaboration were the modern methods of resolving labor-related issues in organizations around the globe. He used the forum to applaud the reform initiatives of the Commission, which he said would impact positively on Nigeria's economy. While speaking on the efforts being made to improve facilities at the Institute, Aremu acknowledged the present administration's effort at stabilizing the economy. He recalled that in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, when government and institutions around the globe were trimming down their workforce in view of dwindling resources, President Muhammadu Buhari resisted the pressure to cut jobs and retained the workforce. The DG revealed that part of the efforts being made to reposition the Research Institute involved strengthening partnership and collaboration with the International Labour Organization, ILO, which was established by the United Nations in 1919. Also in her remarks, the head of the CAC Industrial Relations Desks, Hadiza Katagum Tanja, ADHR, expressed satisfaction with the course content and facilitation. Also speaking, the president of the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporation and Government-Owned Companies, SASCOG, CAC branch, Comrade Suleiman Gire, thanked the management for organizing the course, which he said had broadened the horizons of the participants. During the event, the participants who took turns sharing their experiences about the workshop were unanimous on its positive impact and therefore pledged to utilize the knowledge acquired. CAC Weekly reports that the participants had the rare opportunity to visit the Michael Imodu Gallery to view, amongst other things, the personal belongings of the legendary labor leader. At the end of the workshop, participants were given the rebranded MINILS certificate, which was ILO approved. And that concludes this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. We do hope you enjoyed watching. Remember, for comments and inquiries, you can please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. On Twitter, it is CAC Nigeria 1. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is cservice@cac.gov.ng. You could visit our website on www.cac.gov.ng. And our helplines are on the numbers 081-822-99016 or 081-822-98971 or 090-874-01598 and 090-874-01599. and 090-874-0166. Do join us next week for yet another interesting edition of the program. Same time, same station. I am Amina Jabril, saying bye for now.